for the purposes of our time today in this interview, with it being Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Month, um, I mean, I've been wanting to connect with you just on this topic for so long, and I feel like we've just kind of missed each other because the very first time that I connected with you, it was after we found out Drew was born with a congenital heart defect. You
Hmm.
were like, "Hey, I'm Aurielle. We actually are going to have a baby that's going to be born with a congenital heart defect. I think they're 3 weeks apart."
Yeah, Monroe's October 20th of
Yeah, so
16. Yeah,
yeah, so Drew's September 22nd. So like,
super close.
yeah, super close. And even like that text message of being like, "Oh my goodness, like somebody else has gone through this," or like there's
Yeah.
somebody else even in our small baseball community that's about to do this. Like, I know our stories were different because you knew during pregnancy, that she would have a congenital heart defect. I did not know.
Yeah.
And so, um yeah, like just following your journey, or like different, I think like, there was a certain song, Jack, uh Kapanka, is that how you say it? I don't know. There's this one song, or he did an album. Maybe he had a kid or
Well,
something.
Matt Hammett had a kid.
Oh yes, maybe
Yeah.
Matt.
And have you seen the documentary?
Yes.
We have not watched it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I haven't watched it because I'm like fearful to watch it. I'm like, I don't know
Mhm.
if that's gonna be a lot for me to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I want to, but
I know.
Bowden is his son. Yeah, but he wrote a whole album,
He
which
wrote a
is
whole album,
so cool.
and that album for me, like, just because of my background, like that album, listening to that music, it like gave me the ability to cry and to like get out all of these feelings that I had been
Yeah.
withholding. And like even that, like a recommendation of, "Hey, listen to this album." He wrote it because his child was also born with a congenital heart defect. Like, 3 sentences, and it like provided some comfort in the midst of a crazy, crazy time. And so, um, being married to the game, of course, people looking at our lives through like the baseball lens, but
Mhm.
I just am thinking of like that mom that just got the news that she is pregnant and the baby has something wrong with their heart, or the mom, that's holding her baby right now, having no idea that what their life would be looking like over these next days, months, years. And they're scared and they're confused and maybe they're even upset with God. And um what a gift if they could just stumble upon like this interview and our conversation and allow it just to be like that balm to their soul when they
Yeah.
need it. So,
Yeah, for sure. And I think one thing like you hit on too is like I think if anything through number one this whole month, but like just being heart moms, both you and I, is the hope that we can give. And I think that has been the one thing that has been so neat to the people that I've met that are walking through this, either new and walking through it or have been for a while, is obviously none of us know the outcome.
mhm,
And I think that's, I mean, one thing that, I've had, and I'm sure you too have had to wrestle with is like when your child has a heart defect, your journey's not over, typically not over once they have the surgery. There's no fix for it. And that's one
mhm,
thing that has been crazy to explain to people, especially about Monroe's, is like there is no fix for like right now her heart is totally reconfigured and is not functioning the way a normal heart should. And like it can't and probably shouldn't function like this forever. So
mhm,
we're gonna have to go in and do another fix.
mhm.
But there's so much hope, and I'm sure you know this with Drew too, is like there's so much hope in seeing number one, our girls.
Yeah.
And I fully know that like Monroe was meant to be our heart kiddo because like her spirit, her spunk in life, her
Mhm.
smile, like nothing phases this girl. And it's crazy to me that like if that doesn't show you like how God is,
Mhm.
like he allows these things to happen. These things happen and she was the child that was chosen for this. And I fully know that like whatever her story ends up being, she was chosen for this for a reason because number one, she can handle it. And
Mhm.
number two, because her personality, I feel, is one that is going to do something about this or going to do something with it.
Yeah.
And I think just the hope you can bring someone, number one, that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like this is way more common than you think.
Mm-hmm.
It's like finding that niche. Like it's like once you find that mom community,
Right?
there's so many of us, like so many of us,
Because it's the most common birth defect. Every 1 in 100 babies is born with some sort of congenital heart defect.
which is crazy.
I mean,
Absolutely crazy.
yeah. And never thought about it, never honestly even really cared about it until all of a sudden I was like my baby, I was getting like, oh, there's gonna be a little operation for her heart tonight, but she's gonna have to have open heart surgery in a few days. And you're like,
What?
what? And they're like, no, don't worry, it's common. And you're like, no.
Okay, what? Never heard of this. I know, and that's what's crazy. And I have said this so many times. Like, I don't know if I just lived in a bubble. Granted, I was 25 when I had Monroe, like super young. But I just lived in a bubble where I didn't realize babies could be born with hearts that weren't formed correctly. Like that's just maybe
Right.
my ignorance. And it's like now that I'm in this world, I'm like, there are so many kids. And I'm like now giving advice to moms, like make sure when you're in your anatomy scan, they find all four
Yes.
chambers and they do this because they missed mine in my 20 week.
Oh, they
So
did.
and we have she has a major heart defect and they missed it. They actually found it in Korea. So you want to get back to baseball. Like they found it in Korea
What?
and missed it here. Crazy. Yeah.
Oh, that's a wait. So like walk us through that just a little bit. Like take me through
Take
what that was like and when,
you
because I
through
truly don't
26
know what it's like to be pregnant.
2016.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so we were in our second, yeah, it would have been our second full season over in South Korea playing. Um, Found out I was pregnant in the off season because baseball, you're always planning for an off season baby, and it was perfect. She was due in October. I was like, this is like, I did it. Like I
I
got an off
cracked
season
the
baby.
code.
So yeah, went over there, had all my scans before I went. And then once I got over there, they hooked me up with the team doctor, just like they do in the US. And in South Korea, they did ultrasounds every time. That was just what they did. Like they just like pulled you in the office and they would just plug you up and they would just, put on there real quick and then they let you go. Super like relaxed. And then it was actually, which again, there's so many little God winks that were throughout our story with her. My mom had flown out, it was end of June. She had flown out just for the week to visit, just my mom. And I had just found out that it was gonna be a girl, and I wanted her to go to the ultrasound with me. So I had an appointment, and I was like, "Hey, I want you to go with me." We had just like announced that it was a girl, and I was like, "I want you to come with me and see her because they do an ultrasound every time."
Mhm.
So we go to the appointment, and they're doing the ultrasound, and like everything just like goes like completely quiet. And of course, there's a language barrier. So they're all talking, and you can tell like by mannerisms that like this is not like normal like talk. And I remember I was with my mom and I was like, something's wrong. Like
Yeah.
they're not acting normal. They're acting where they're acting frantic. They called more doctors in to look at the ultrasound. And we had our team translator with us. And I kept saying to him, I was like, you got to tell me what they're saying. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not understanding what they're saying. They're talking medical talk. And come to look back at it, he knew what they were saying, but he didn't really want to tell me, I think is kind of
Mm.
how. And one thing about living in Asia is they're very like black and white with stuff. Like there's not a lot of like fluff, not a
Mhm.
lot of bedside manner.
Mhm.
So when they did translate it to me, all they kept saying was, your baby's heart, it's broken. It's something's wrong with it. It's not functioning. All they just kept saying was, it's not going to work. Like they like do the X symbol and create like it's not going to work. And I'm like, what do you mean it's like broken? And then all they just kept saying was right side. So all the information I got was right side of the heart. She's going to need lots of surgeries, may not make it to birth. Like all these things kept being said. And they're like, we're going to send you to a specialist. And then I left. And I remember I called Josh and just like lost it. Because
Mhm.
again, like that's the last thing you expect to go into an appointment in here, especially in a foreign country when you're
Mhm.
by yourself. Girl, my mom was with me, thank goodness.
God.
Um, but luckily they got us in to a specialist in Korea at like a college there. And he had done his medical school in the US, so he spoke English, which was
Oh.
super helpful.
Yeah.
And basically they did an echo on like a fetal echo and figured out he basically named exactly what it was. So she has hypoplastic right heart.
Okay.
Um, and he's like, this will be the surgery she needs. And he was like, if I were you, if you're not having the baby here in Korea, you need to go home.
Wow.
It was like, he said, you need to go get established in the US. your doctors need to start monitoring you. Like you're going to have to go every week for stress tests from like 30 weeks on. Like you need to go home and get like all that set up. So we literally, within 2 days, my mom was there with me, packed up everything. And I had two other kids at the time. So we packed up. My mom flew home with me, and Josh finished the season from, I think we left July 2nd through, he got home October 15th.
And she was born the
He was born the 20th.
20th. Wow.
Yeah.
And like for him, I mean, that's not easy to have.
No, and it didn't help that he was having an awful season.
Mm,
Like already before we found this out. Like, and again, like you look at like God's timing and things, but so he was having this awful season. He started like talking to like a life coach slash like mental health guy. And like that to him, honestly, Monroe's stuff pivoted him. I mean, it's life's all about transitioning, like transitions, things that happen in your life that like spur these other things. Sometimes they're really bad things that can like pivot you into like who you are now. But like I would say Monroe for him was a huge, not only pivot point, because when he was by himself, he decided to go back to school and finish his degree because he's like, I'm sitting here by
wow.
myself. I got drafted and didn't finish my degree. I might as well go back to school since I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, yeah.
So that triggered him to go back to school, get his biblical studies degree. And
Okay.
then from there, obviously, he has his master's now. So it's like that really hard time and baseball not going well. In his mind, he was thinking of baseball's probably over.
Mm,
Like, I've got to think of plan B now for my family.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah. So then we got home, got established at Riley Children's Hospital in Indiana, which is like,
you
got a
love
big
it.
heart for Riley.
Yes.
And from there, yeah,
Wow.
got crazy.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. I mean, that is wild. I remember with Zane, so our youngest, what's your youngest name?
Murphy.
Murphy. Okay. So they've got to be similar in age as well because Zane just turned,
Murphy's 4.
okay, Zane just turned 5 the end of December. So
Okay.
I can remember that pregnancy up until we had the in-depth heart scan. I was, oh my gosh, I was like just a ball of nerves. And obviously, it's not great for the baby or yourself to be nervous. And
You got to be stressed out.
yeah, every day I was like, God, if this baby has something wrong with its heart too, like you were faithful before and you will be faithful again. Like I
Hmm.
refuse to live in the fear. It will not plague me. It will not plague this child. But I just wanted to know, like just knowing what it was and the plan of action gave us some peace. It was
Yeah. Well, that's where it was so different for you and me. Like I knew going in exactly what she had. Like when I had her, we had, I mean, 15 doctors in the room with us, ready to take her, ready to do exactly what was needed. So like I mean, and there's so many like you that don't know. And
mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that is like crazy to me that so many people don't know. Like when
Yeah.
we do these scans, like you think, and I know there's things that pop because Monroe's heart ended up being a little better than they originally thought,
Okay.
but just because they couldn't see it in the echo when I was
Yeah.
pregnant. But it's it's just crazy when you can know, and I'm such like a planner. Like
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know worst case scenario and best case scenario for everything. So like when she comes out, what could happen?
Mm-hmm.
When we do this, what could happen? And obviously things didn't go the way they go and have
Yeah.
their own way of going. But like in my mind, being able, like you said, process, this is what we're going to do. This is what comes next. This is the surgery. This is,
Yeah.
and be able to move forward for
Yeah,
sure.
because with Drew, I didn't deliver at a specialty hospital. I was in a hospital, thank God.
Does she have to trip me transferred?
So she had to be transferred, and I had retained placenta from Quinn, my first pregnancy, and so they did not let me leave. They wouldn't let me leave until the doctor would come to check me to make sure I wasn't
Yeah.
hemorrhaging. And so Daniel had to go with Drew and like sign the paperwork, and his mom went with him to the hospital there, and I mean, he was a wreck. Like, and she's like, you need to sign this paperwork. They need to do this operation tonight to get her to be able to even have open heart surgery. And I'm like about ready to lose it on someone. Like, I'm fine. Like, I will let you know if I feel any of these things. Like, I need to go
Yeah.
be with my baby. But that was the weirdest thing ever is having a baby inside of you. And then for her first, I don't
Yeah.
know, like 10, 12 hours of life, I couldn't even
Yeah.
leave
Well,
it
and they're
there.
safe when they're inside. And I think that's
Right.
one thing the doctors kept telling me was like, because I kept saying, do we want to deliver her early? Like,
Oh,
and they're like, no, like she is safest inside of you right now. Like, we're going to keep her in as long as we can because when she's in, your blood is pumping for her. Her heart doesn't need like all that blood flow. It's once they're born, then their heart starts beating on its own, like fully on its own without the help of you. Like, sure, there's a lot more medical stuff to that. I'm like,
yeah.
in my mind, I'm like, hey, so we're gonna keep her in and keep her safe as long as possible.
Yeah. And did she have open heart? Like how many days
She
old?
had her first surgery at 7 days old.
Okay. So same with I
Yeah.
think Drew was 8 days, so right along
Yeah.
that
So
line.
we had to get her a little bigger and more stable before
Yeah.
they could.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
wanted, which is interesting too that I don't think a lot of people realize, but like after open heart surgery, there's a time where obviously like they're not nursing or feeding, they're like their
Hmm.
bodies are just recovering from open heart surgery. And so there is like this window of time where Drew had to relearn how to eat
Did
again, like how to
she did
suck.
she learn how to eat again?
She did.
Yeah, because
But
Monroe
it
had a feeding tube for 2 years.
Oh, she did. Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
That's
She had a
right.
G
Drew, I
tube.
remember with a syringe, like every
No, my
like
Lanta.
the little syringe.
Is it funny? Like, I have so many people that are like, I cannot believe you did a G-tube for 2 years. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure her first 3 years, I just blacked out. Like, I don't even remember so many things. Like, you just
Yeah.
like, as a
No.
mom, I think this is just how moms are. You just
Yeah.
do it.
You
Like,
just
I
do
didn't
it.
have a choice. Like, at the end of the day, like, we figured out a feeding tube. And honestly, a feeding tube kept us out of the hospital for her first
Yeah.
3 years because I could give her meds through her feeding tube. I could do Pedialyte
Mhm.
when she was sick. Like, I didn't have to worry about dehydration at all because I could just pump it right in. Like, I didn't have
Yeah.
to worry about her taking a bottle. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just
I,
crazy.
yeah.
So, what does Drew have?
She has transposition of the great arteries. So
Okay.
how hers got missed is she does have four ventricles, four arteries, but hers are switched. So her surgery is called
So, she
the
heterotaxy? Is that what you call
no.
that? No.
She her blue blood circulated back to blue and red circulated back to red. So she was like this plum color and she just the blood never crossed. Like because it's switched at the top, it's crossed. It just keeps circulating back to like this instead
Crazy.
of going around like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And so she had like they basically undid them and then like cadaver situation like put them
Hmm.
back together and I'm just thinking like her heart is so tiny like how are you not going to screw something up and the surgeon his name is Dr. Leonard he is an absolute angel on the earth he was like I have done this thousands and thousands of times and I know you're nervous but I'm not
Yeah.
and I want you to know that I practiced this on the hearts of mice and was successful so I can do this on a baby and I was like okay like what you have no
Yeah, isn't it
choice.
crazy? Well, what's even crazier is like, so similar story for ours. Like, we walked, well, I, like you, I actually broke out of the hospital. This is a crazy story. So, at the time, our children's hospital didn't have a maternity ward. It's now since opened, praise God. I'm like, why do you not have a maternity ward
Yeah
in
and
your
a
children's
children's
hospital? So, we had to be transported too. But I had her, and Josh rode with her on the ambulance over. And I remember I had her at like 7 o'clock at night, and at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., I literally put my clothes on and I walked out of the hospital.
good
And
for you mom you know
what's funny is I remember I was walking out, and one of the charge nurses, like I had gotten all the way down to the lobby, followed me out and was like, "You can't leave." And I said, "I am going, it's like a mile away." I was like, "I'm going to Riley. That's where my daughter is." I was like, "If something happens, I'm at a hospital.
yeah yeah
Like, I will be fine." And she said, "All right, you have to sign this paper that you're like releasing yourself." And they said, "You need to come back by 5 to do like a checkout with the doctor because they do their rounds." And I was like, "I will come back. Just call me. But I'm going to Riley." And I literally just walked out. So then I show up at Riley for their like rounds at 7 in the morning to do rounds first thing in the morning. And the doctor walks in and the surgeon walks in and they're like, what time will mom be here? We want to meet her. And I was like, "Well, that's me." And they're like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "About that."
yeah
But
the
he's explaining the surgery to me, and you would think he's making like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh,
Like
I
it was the
know.
simplest thing. He's like, "We'll just do this and we'll do this, and then she'll come here and she'll see you, and then when you see her again, her chest could be open, it could be closed. We won't know until like
Yeah.
fluid retention." And
They're
it's
like,
like so, and I'm like, "That's it." And he's like, yeah, he's like, it's fine. And I remember we've since gotten to be really good friends with our surgeon. Actually, speak side note, but we've gone on a mission trip with them and like gone into the surgeries in Jordan
No
and seen those
way.
little baby hearts, which
That
is
is
like
so
insane. By the way, they are
cool.
literally like tiny. Yeah. But we were telling him like when we first met you, like this is probably 3 years later. We're like when we first met you, like we were like, this is like nothing to you. And he explained it to Josh. He's like, it would be like you explaining pitching to me though. I
Mm,
would have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, and I'm a heart surgeon. But you explaining pitching to me something that you do for a living, that you have like studied your whole life, that you have practiced for, like
yeah.
that's what it's like. So it's really, it's just crazy how like when you're in your specialty and you are like in something that God has called you to do, like
Hmm.
it is just, it comes so naturally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could never do heart surgery.
Right. I'm not called to that very
No, I
clearly.
am not called to do heart surgeries. Yeah, it is crazy. Crazy,
Um,
crazy.
and we have like 5 minutes on the Zoom and it's going to kick us off. So I will have to
Okay.
send you another link. But um, how was the congenital heart defect diagnosis? Like I always say, it affects the entire family. Like it's not just the baby and mom and dad.
Yeah.
Quinn was also like, and again, our stories are different, but we told Quinn like, mom's gonna go have your sister, and we're gonna be home in 2 or 3 days. You get to meet your sister, and then
Yeah.
we just didn't come home for like a month. Like it.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't see her, but we were also trying to navigate that. Like, what was that like for just your family and her siblings?
Yeah, so obviously we knew going in. I think Presley, when I had Monroe, Presley had just turned 3 and Palmer was 1. So we had made a plan from the get-go that my parents were going to keep my kids.
Okay.
Because I did not leave the hospital for 6 weeks.
Okay.
I, which is again, do not recommend that to my listening. You
Yes.
need to get some space and some air. Like Murphy was in the hospital for 3 weeks when I had him, and I went home to sleep a lot of nights, which
Mm-hmm.
I never would have done with Monroe. Granted, Murphy was a totally different situation than Monroe. We
Yes.
weren't like dealing with heart surgery. But I would recommend to my mom, you need to like go home and get a shower. Go home and snuggle your other kids because I didn't do that and I wish for my like mental like I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, so we prepared our kids, and I think I saw Presley and Palmer maybe 4 times in that six
Okay.
weeks. Josh would bring them up, a little bit because when they're in the CVICU, you couldn't bring a lot of visitors in,
Right.
and we were in flu restrictions here in
Yeah.
Indiana, so
So
it's
were
like
we. Yeah.
we couldn't really bring a lot. I mean, we the first like couple weeks we were not in flu restrictions, and then things got locked down.
Mm,
But yeah, I mean, for me, I think the biggest thing that I will say that having a heart kiddo has done for not only myself, but our whole family, I'm talking extended family, friends, is perspective.
mm,
I mean, when you have a child or anybody that has any type of medical condition that is different or unique, and especially children, like when they're going through something, like the perspective that brings to your life
mm-hmm.
is just, obviously, you never want to go through that. Like, I would not wish this on anybody. But I will say, my faith wouldn't be what it is today had we not gone through this. My marriage wouldn't be what it is today had we not gone through this. My relationship with all my kids would not be the same had I not gone through this. And I even look at like what I'm doing now, like on my platform, my stance on my faith, on my motherhood would not be the same if I hadn't gone through a trial that like broke me to the point where all I had was God.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure like when you are having a child that's going through surgery, all you want to do as a parent is fix it. Like
Yeah.
you want to fix stuff for your kids. And this was one of those situations that literally broke me to the point of saying, there is absolutely nothing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing I can do. All I have at this point is to rely on God
Mm-hmm.
and these amazing, amazing doctors and surgeons that He has given these amazing gifts to.
Yeah.
But I can't do anything. And no amount of me trying to fix, no amount of money. And that's the other thing that I think Josh and I realized too was like, we're in these highs of baseball life where you're chasing these contracts and chasing these huge dreams. And it's like, no amount of money is going to fix her heart.
Right.
No amount of fame is going to fix her heart. Doesn't matter who you are. No amazing doctor is going to come in and just magically fix her heart. But that's not how this works. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't buy God's favor to like put on your kid's life and like, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
So I think to have something that literally rocked our world, I mean, just completely rocked our world.
Yeah.
to the point where it was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to live a life without him at the center because we would crumble.
Yeah.
Like, had I gone through this situation without faith, and obviously my faith now is completely different than it was then. I had a strong faith then, I would say. I didn't realize how not strong it was until
Yeah.
the questions came up
Yeah. Well,
that I
now
was
you have a
wrestling with.
lived faith. Lived faith is different than
Yeah.
learned faith.
Oh,
They're
100%.
very different.
And I think we always think that like, oh, when I'm a Christian, my life's going to be easy and it's
Right.
going to be great. Like that's in my mind growing up in my 20s was like, oh, if I'm all these Christians are just going to have a great life. Like
Yeah.
God will bless me and things will be great. Boy, was I wrong. Like,
I'm going to stop and then I have to
okay.
cover this and then I'll send you a new link, but I'll text you and we'll,
Okay, perfect.
all right. If being a heart mom has given you a superpower, what would you say yours is right
Ooh. I would say, I would like to think of fun words, but I don't have any. I'm just going to go for it. I would say this is kind of a twofold answer. I would say my first thing in life that prepared me for being a heart mom was baseball.
now? Mm-hmm.
Well, like the ups and downs of baseball. And by the time I had Monroe in 2016, we had been traded 3 times. We had been designated twice. I think we had at that point in time been on 6 teams, had, like you said, 3 or 4 different homes because we had our main home and then we had our lease and then we got traded. So then we had to sell that one. And I mean, the moving parts.
Yep.
So it's like my type A personality when I got married was like, I grew up, my mom is like, even to this day, every morning, what's your plan for the day? Like she is a planner to a T. And I used to be that way. It drove Josh crazy. I would like okay, first season in baseball, just to paint you a picture. First season in baseball, I had every flight for every road trip booked. Like, what does that mean in baseball? It means you're going to get traded.
Yeah.
So, and after that first season,
Gonna
I
get
was like,
traded.
if you want to get traded, if you are not having your team, go book some flights. Like,
Yeah.
go on ahead, book the rest of your season out, and you
Yep.
will get traded. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed. Um, but I just kind of realized, like, I have no control over number one. And I think that's kind of what pushed me to my faith. Because I grew up in a Christian home, but like, I grew up in a Christian home, like, you used to go to church on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. There was no relationship at all. And it wasn't until 2011 with the Dodgers, I started going to a church,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a different church. I grew up in the Midwest, so it's like we didn't have churches where people like raise their hands. Like,
Right.
what are you doing? Like, that's like weird. Like,
Yeah.
weird. And I went to like a very like evangelical church at the Dream Center out in Los Angeles, and my life was like changed there. Like for the first time, I was listening to music and like I felt something. Like
Mhm.
I always tell Josh, like I get that like gonna puke feeling in my chest. Like that's how the Holy Spirit speaks to me. I'm like, can you not think of a better? Like, can I tingle and have like a pretty like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
No, I feel like I'm gonna
glitter.
get sick. Like I literally like get this like pit in my throat. It's like it's probably more like I'm gonna break out crying.
Yeah.
But it's like I first time I felt this like weird feeling of like this is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not the church that I went to growing up. Like this
Yeah.
is a different feeling. So yeah, baseball prepared me for it. So then when I had Monroe, I feel like it didn't shake me as much because I had already had a lived lifestyle of just you just got to roll with the punches. And you guys got to know that wherever God places you, whatever season, I
Yeah.
love baseball puns, whatever season he places you in is for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And that season for us, I mean, we're still in the heart mom season, like we're still dealing
Yeah.
with it, like that, like intense, like newborn, immediate surgery season didn't rock me as much as it would have had I not already, like, number
Mm-hmm.
one, gotten the faith to, like, you know what? I
Yeah.
surrender to you. Like, this is whatever your plan is. And it's funny, you talk about songs. I'm a big music girl. And I remember anytime I hear the song, Hillary Scott's song, Thy Will, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. She sang that song at the International Women's Day
Oh,
last
I
year.
would die because that song to me was one of the first songs I heard when I found out about Monroe. And
Oh.
I remember just being like, whatever, like the part that says, I know you're good, but this doesn't feel good right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is being a heart mom
I have goosebumps.
in a
Yeah.
sentence. Like
Yes.
that song, every time it comes on, it takes me back to 2016, sitting in Korea in this Asian apartment, which is so weird to think that I lived there. And I was just like a wreck.
Mhm.
And I feel like in that moment, I fully surrendered, like, I can't do this on my own.
Mhm.
Like, you have to take over. Like, and I remember telling God, which again, this has been like only a couple years of me actually talking to God, which was kind of cool. Like, I started journaling. So anybody listening, if you don't journal,
Oh.
I journal my prayers from like 2011 until I've got not very great, but not every day now. But like I journal, and it's been so cool to look back
Mhm.
at number one, the unanswered prayers. Honestly, my favorite's the unanswered ones. I'm like, thank goodness you didn't listen to me.
For
Like,
real.
I didn't know
Thank
what I
you
was
for having
talking
more
about.
wisdom than I do.
Thank you for not answering that prayer. But then
Yes.
also just the way he answers in such a way that I couldn't even think of.
Mhm.
Like, you answered that prayer, not how I wanted you to, because I wanted XYZ, but like you did it on your timing, how you knew it would do well when I was ready.
Mhm.
I think that's the other crazy, like he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Um, but yeah, I just remember that conversation, me even saying to him, like, if she doesn't make it through this, I need you to still be here.
Mhm.
And I need to know that it's going to be okay. So I
Mhm.
remember having Monroe with the mindset, maybe this isn't healthy, you might need to see somebody, but of like, if she doesn't make it through this, like, I'm going to be okay.
Mm.
And like, obviously now it's harder because she's a 9-year old, and I
Yeah.
still want to think that way. And I still want to think no matter what happens to her, to my other kids, like,
Mhm.
we will be okay because I know where we're going.
Yeah.
Like that's even more so. I feel like sorry, this question has turned into like I could ramble all day.
No, you're good.
But one of the things I feel like you talked about, one thing this has taught me. So as a mom with a kid with a very severe like health issue, your job as a mom to tell them about Jesus becomes even more apparent.
Oh yeah.
Because number one, you don't even know how long they're going to be here. And
Mm.
that's any kid. And I've said this, people, that's a whole other topic of like people ask me if we ever thought about aborting her, because I was asked that a couple times
Wow.
before I had her. But I'm like, we are not promised
Mhm.
anything for any of us.
Right.
So I'm like, but having a kid with okay, she may not make it through this, like an actual, like tangible thing that you can see
Yeah,
really
you're
made,
facing it spot on.
yeah, so much more apparent that like, I've got to tell her about Jesus because if something does happen, I need her to be in heaven with me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
need her to be there.
I
And I
almost
need
feel
her
like
to, it's just, and we're now getting into, which is probably just to talk about that, but like swimsuits are starting to bother her a little.
I know, yeah, because the
It's just the
zipper.
first, our cruise is coming out, so I bought all these swimsuits. And last week she was like, can you just buy the higher ones?
Um,
And I was like, oh, why? Like, just playing dumb. And she's like, actually, she's like, it's not really the high ones. I don't know if I want to do bikinis anymore because she has like 3
the
scars with her G-tube.
pacemaker cords, right?
Well, no, she doesn't have a pacemaker, but she has her G-tube scars.
Oh, see, she had to have a pacemaker. I don't know, but she has like under her chest, like right here, two other little.
Oh, see, Monroe has those from the chest tubes. And then she had, we call them her 3 belly buttons because she has like one here, then she has her G-tube, and yeah, so her like has holes all over her stomach.
Okay, and Drew just had obviously the big zipper
Yeah, so Monroe has the zipper, and then she has the two underneath it, and then she has the
too.
G-tube, which is huge, which it is what it is. But I think that's bothering her more now.
Yeah.
And so we've had to have a lot of really cool conversations. And she is not my kid that like usually cares about that stuff. And I remember we had
Mhm.
the conversation. I was like, you know what? That gives you such a platform. Like if someone
Yeah.
asks you about it, like look what you get to talk about.
Yeah.
Like number one, you've had open heart surgery, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, what kid can say they've had open heart surgery? And I was like, number two, you get to share Jesus in a way that nobody else can. Like
Yeah.
literally nobody else can. And it was fun to kind of talk her through that because she was like, "Oh, you're right. Like I could say this and I could say this." And she like was thinking of all these scenarios like, "Okay, if someone comes up to me and says, 'Look at your belly." She was making all these like funny like
Yeah.
she's very spunky, but like she was like they say, "Look at your funny belly." Like I could say like, "Oh, well, you know how I got this?" Like she's very like witty. I was like, "Yeah, perfect. Let's like role play here." Like
Yes, let's
things
do
you could
it.
say. But I think too, yeah, it just has changed. It has completely changed our perspective. And my other kids too. It's like it's changed their perspective towards other people
Mm.
that have any medical needs or special needs or because they've had a sister that's gone through something.
Yeah.
And I think it's different when you're in a family that's gone through something versus one that hasn't. It's just a totally different. And I don't know, things start just to roll off your chest too. Like you don't. I mean, Murphy falls down and busts his face. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we're fine. Your heart's fine. Your
Yeah.
head's fine. It's a little bit of blood. We'll be all right. Like that's fixable. I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, without we can fix that. Like
Yeah.
that's fine. So it's just, I mean, just the perspective and the life. I mean, just and just realizing. I think one thing I heard the other day was they always say we're already living on borrowed time
Ooh, yeah.
because like you don't get people are always like, oh, we'll do that when we get enough money, or we'll do that
Yeah.
when we like, but you're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we're already on borrowed time. Every single day is just one more day that you were granted to wake up and live. And
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, just perspective on everything. But look at the time we have had that was more than it was. I mean, the surgery that Monroe had, and I don't know about Drew's, but the surgery she had has only been around for 30 years.
Yeah. I
Like,
think yours was even less, like
I'm
18
like,
or something.
the fact that we are even sitting where we're at today at 9,
Hmm.
functioning with the heart we're functioning with
Yeah.
the doctors that are still working on things, like that in and of itself. Like I'm thankful my kid was born when she was
Right. Because of
to
all
be
the
able to be
medical
offered
advances.
a
Yeah,
life. So it's like
absolutely.
just such a different, but it's another, I think trials bring out the worst in people and
Hmm.
they kind of bring out those characters that you're like, it's fear. And
Oh, it's a hundred
it's
percent
just, it's
fear.
100% fear based. And sometimes I think people's mindset is if I just think the worst all the time, then if anything better happens, then I'm okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's so true. Like,
Which I
well, I
would
can't be disappointed because I already am living
because I
in.
already planned for the worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's not always bad to think of worst case scenario, which I'm a worst I think of all scenarios, but I don't like get
Yeah.
stuck in the
Yeah.
worst case for sure.
Yeah. Um, the, well, this question has more to do with like God in waiting rooms and being in waiting seasons. So
Yeah.
just how, like, what has God taught you inside of these, like just amidst the waiting seasons?
The waiting seasons.
What has He revealed to you?
Well, recently, funny you asked that. So recently, like I feel like we're like in a big like transition. Obviously, Josh retired, was it 3 seasons ago? I don't know. Do you guys live in seasons? Because we live in seasons, three
Yeah,
baseball seasons
yeah,
ago.
we still do. Daniel's still
Um,
coaching, but collegially.
that's
So we're just
crazy.
in different seasons.
Different type of season.
Yes.
So I feel like we're still in this like waiting slash transition period. And obviously, like Josh being a baseball player, me, us, and being a baseball wife, is we're very high achievers. Like we're just very much like we don't sit well. We don't sit still well. And I think one thing that this season of waiting has taught me is number one, I'm not a very good listener.
Mm,
Like I'm a terrible listener. And I fill every minute of every day with noise, whether that's my kids, whether that's working with stuff, whether that's even just having music on, because
yeah.
I can't quit. And I feel like thanks to the baseball lifestyle for that is like, I'm constantly wanting to be on the go. Like that has been so ingrained in me
Hmm.
for the last 20 years of my life is like, we move, we
Yeah.
go, we do this, we do this, we do something else, always big projects going on. And one thing that I feel like him waiting in this season has told me, honestly, is I feel like he just keeps telling me over and over again, like, just sit. Like, I have something planned for you that you aren't even probably thinking of yet.
Hmm.
But I need you to number one, sit and trust that what I have for you is going to be worth it in the right time and that you cannot concoct this by yourself.
Hmm.
You can try all you want to do all these things, to be all these things, but if it's not for you right now, that doesn't mean it's not for you ever. It just means right now you may not be ready.
Hmm.
And I even look at things like with work stuff. Like when I started my page, what was that, 15 months ago, it came from a no. It came from a job offer I didn't get.
Wow.
And my personality is very much like, I'm going to show you, like that's just me in a nutshell. And so I started this page and I was like, I don't need somebody to give me permission to minister to people.
Oh, girl, you're preaching now.
Is how I was like, I don't need a job
Yeah.
title. And it was for a women's ministry. I was like, I don't need you to tell me that I can be a minister to women.
I
Like,
don't
I
need your
don't need
permission
you.
to.
Would it have been great at the time? Sure, probably. But that was an unanswered prayer that I look back now, 15 months later, to all that has transpired in my life. Number one, obviously my page has been great. My
Hmm.
community has been great. but more so in myself, that like the confidence that I had built in myself over the last 15 months because of that no,
Mm-hmm.
the things I have learned because of the no, the
Yeah.
things that I have grown because of a no, and it's just I'm just a different person now.
Yeah.
And I look at that and I'm like, thank you for that no, because had you said yes, none of this for the last 15 months would have transpired. I wouldn't have met the people that I have met because of the things that I've started. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have, like, there's just so many little things. Like at that time, like I remember like the week that the no came, I was a mess. And I'm like, I don't understand, number one, what I did wrong.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't anything wrong, but it was just,
Yeah.
it was a money thing, which is
Yeah.
funny. But at the time, I was like, I was mad
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't understand. And I think in now this 15-month waiting season, I've seen things just happen. And I'm like, okay, that's why you said not right now to that job because
Yeah.
I thought I knew what I wanted. Like, I have all these plans mapped out. I've got this roadmap for my life that I think, but God, day after day after day, and I saw this in baseball, has just continued to surprise me in the way that he works
Mm-hmm.
and the way that his timing is always perfect.
Yeah.
And it has been really cool, number one, from journaling, but it has been really cool to look back on our journey over the last like 15 years and see, okay, that's why we got designated because I needed
Yeah.
to be in this location for
Yep.
things to happen and work out, or I needed to meet this wife, or
Mm-hmm.
I needed to meet this person, or I needed to have this conversation on that day that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't traded on this day, that wouldn't happen if I wasn't in this city. Like, there's no coincidences. Like, there's no like little coincidences in life that put you where you are in that moment. And I feel like as a Christian, when you can start to see life through that lens of everything that's happening to you is for you, not against you.
Yes.
And you can really start to see like your whole story unfolding. And like you're reading a chapter book that has blank pages after the page you're on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can't speed ahead like we all want to.
Right.
Like
And you want to know,
when you're
you
reading your book and you like want to see if they get together at the end of the book.
yeah.
Like you can't see that in
Yeah.
my own life. I have no clue what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, put down your pen and trust the author
Yeah.
that's writing it.
Yeah.
Fully trust that, like, he is the best author, the best editor. Like, he knows exactly what he's doing, and your book is going to be incredible. But you got to let go a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's been a cool waiting season. Obviously, I'm ready to not be waiting so much.
Yeah. I'm with you.
That's between
So
me and God. But
yeah. That's like my word for the year last year was settle, but like
uh,
in like, when you have a jar of anything, say you're making a dressing or like it's dirt and water and you like have shaken it up so much and you've been doing all the things. And
yeah,
so when you sit it on your desk or whatever, like it's just funneling around. There's no clarity anywhere. Like you can't even
yeah,
see through it, let alone like pick out what it is. But if you leave that jar just sitting stationary for a while, all of a sudden like the water will clear and you can see through it. You can see beyond it. And I'm like,
yeah.
that is
Good
what I need.
analogy.
Like I need to stop myself being the vessel, picking up the jar and shaking it around and trying all these new things because there's no clarity there. Like you will never
Yeah.
reach the state of clarity until you literally just sit it there and leave it alone.
What's
See?
your word? What's your word for this year?
Well, I am still borrowing settle
I like it.
because I still am wrestling with that. So,
Yeah. I know
that,
my word for this year is margin.
ooh, that's good.
And I don't say margin as in like, obviously I need to do my job prioritizing, but I think it's margin for the right things. I'm a yes girl to everything. And that is one thing that I have really been praying out was like saying yes to the right things
Mm-hmm.
instead of just saying yes to everything. And that's one thing like with content creation, like one thing I always say is if you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one.
Yeah. So what's your
And
filter? Like
for content,
well, for margin, like
or
what
for
thing,
life.
what does
I
that look
think, well, number one, like I mean, when Josh does all of his life coaching and he's mapped me out, it's like you set like your like priorities and like family for us is number one. And anything that takes us apart from each other, we're a no. And I don't mean that like going to things, but like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like an extended type thing,
Yeah.
then yeah. And I think, for me, it's always family number one. And then I look at Josh and I, my marriage
Hmm.
goes up there. I mean, I put God number one. That should
Yeah,
be a
of
given.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Duh. But my marriage is in there where it's like, if it's gonna pull him and I apart, 'cause that's one thing from when he retired, you know this. I supported him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a college degree and he got called up the year I graduated college. So I was like, I'm gonna go with him. Like, he's going to the big leagues. Like, duh. We just
Yeah, of
got
course.
married.
Yeah.
And always thinking, oh, I'll get a job once he goes to minor leagues or once he like, well, then life just took off and didn't have time for a job if I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be with my husband. And so it's like you give up all these things, and I supported him for 15 seasons, and then we got home, and like the one thing we said was like, whatever we do, we want to do it together.
Yeah.
And that has been like a big, big thing for him and I since he retired was like we really want to like, which I mean, we have our marriage company now. So it's like we do that together.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I have my stuff and
Mm-hmm.
he has his stuff, but it's been cool to like kind of umbrella it under the same
Yeah.
company, which has been really
That's
cool.
cool. That's
So
very
I
cool.
think for me with the margin thing, it's like, okay, is this for me or is this for us?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Like, because I think there's a lot of things like I could just take off and do my own thing and run the world. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who run the world? Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I could take off and do all these things, but like it's like the triangle, the me to we. Like if I'm going this way and he's going this way, you're never going to intersect.
Yeah.
So like we've got to be going on the same line. And I think sometimes it's saying no to things that might look good to the world,
Mm-hmm.
but just aren't going to work for me. And it's different for every relationship. And I think it's just been really cool communication wise for him and I to like really talk through things because in baseball, you didn't get a say.
No.
Like I didn't get a say, no, you can't go there. Like,
Right.
so just I think really deciding, what's for our family, what's for us right now. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised we're building this house. I would not be shocked if God offered a job somewhere random city and we had to move. Like that is the way our life has always worked. I
Yeah.
really don't want that. So I'm like, I love my house, but like I don't know. You
Yeah.
just never know what's around the corner.
No. All right. Final question because you are a busy mom, wife, wearing lots of hats. I wrote this down. If you had a free day, no sports, no appointments, no responsibilities, how would you spend it?
How would I spend it? Hmm. Well, if I was at home, it'd be one thing. Now, if I could go anywhere,
You have a day,
I
one day.
have a day, one day. Well, I'd be in Indiana. Shucks. I'm stuck here.
Although you did travel to like Paris to see Taylor Swift, so you might
I
be able
might, I
to.
might be in Paris. I might be able to get there.
Yeah.
I think for me, let's see. I would probably start the day sleeping in.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
like to sleep. I'm a sleep girl,
Mhm.
big time sleep girl. I like to stay up really late, but I like to sleep in. I probably sleep in, have my coffee.
What's your coffee order?
I'm a latte girl,
Vanilla, caramel, plain,
usually vanilla.
vanilla.
I like a sweet coffee. I wish I
Hot,
would.
iced.
Well, it depends on the time of year.
Mhm.
See, this time of year when it's freezing, I want a hot in the morning, but by afternoon, I want it iced.
Yeah, fair.
But in the summertime, always iced. I'd probably have a coffee. Then I'd probably get my hair done because
You,
I'd love to have my hair washed. It's not
yeah,
even just wash my hair for like 20 minutes.
yeah.
Then I would probably come home. My kids would not be they'd be in school till about noon, so it would give me the morning free.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And then I would come home with the kids, and I feel like I would love to have a bonfire with my kids.
Yeah.
I love a bonfire.
Outdoorsy,
No, I'm not outdoorsy at all.
but you just like fire.
I like a bonfire, but I don't like to smell like smoke, so it's got to be one of those solo stoves.
Okay. Very
We're
specific.
getting fancy here.
We're getting fancy.
Or I have a propane one at home because I hate to smell like smoke. That stuff sticks in your hair forever.
Yeah, and your
Um,
hair is like so long and thick, and so I'm
it's
sure
big.
it's a whole thing to
Yeah.
wash.
So we have a little propane, like a pretty, I like to sit around it where you just like turn it on. Yes. But yeah, I would probably say sit around a fire. I like to play cards with my kids. I love to play cards.
Do you
Um,
know how to play euchre?
I do. I love euchre.
My gosh, Aurielle.
Indiana's a huge euchre state.
I
It's like
love
all we
euchre.
do.
Nobody knows what it is except for if you're from the Midwest.
What? That's like all we play in our family events. Euchre and spades and
Yep,
money,
spoon.
money. I have so many card games.
All
That's
right.
all we play. I love cards. And then I probably would order dinner because I don't like to cook.
You would order what for dinner?
Ooh. Thai pizza.
Mm,
Thai
okay.
pizza. Yeah. Yeah. I think having, for me, a perfect day would having nowhere that I had to be with no agenda because I feel like my life is so planned out right now.
Hmm.
Like, I actually made a reel the other day. It was like, oh, you thought like being nap trapped or like what was the saying? Like, what did I
Oh,
write? I don't even remember what I wrote. It was something about like you thought
that is a
nap
big
life was
nap
this
trap.
hard. Like, cute, I'll see you for tournament this weekend. Like now I'm like, what? I thought life was hard when I had a napping kid. No, like my whole weekend is dictated by like
Yes.
a tournament schedule.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a perfect day would just be a day of like no practices, no schedule, no work, literally just like
Mm,
nothing. I probably would turn my phone off completely. That's probably the perfect day.
yes.
No phone day would be,
That is a perfect day.
oh
Shift.
goodness.
All right, lady. Have a
All
good
right,
day.
well, thank you. See
Yeah.
ya.
Okay, bye.